What's up, Runaways? We're here to cover episodes 3 and 4. Oh my gosh, we just suffered a huge loss in episode 3. Carolina's getting closer to Jonah. There's a mission to go get a computer part at the school. And who is this Topher dude? Well, stick around because we're going to talk about it.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Yes! Oh
I
my
can't
God.
think of a more perfect jam.
Yes, Megan was the one who recommended this. It fits.
It's such a classic song.
We're so hyped. We're knocking down our comic books here. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the Runaways After Show on AfterBuzz TV. We have to get right to it because there's so much to cover in these 2 episodes. I am joined by my amazing panel of Runaways, and I have to, when you're introducing yourself, so you gotta let the fans know, let me know, which Runaway are you? Like, who are you? Shay, who are you?
Hey guys, I'm Shay. I actually think I'm like Molly and Nico.
All right, I can see
I
that.
have both those.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Megan?
What's up, y'all? I'm Megan Lynn. I honestly think I'm Carolina.
Okay.
Because as much as I want to stick with the Runaways and be their friend, I would be too curious about my identity not to talk to Jonah.
All right, nice.
Call me a mole.
Shay's like,
Well, no, it's not that. It's just, okay, I understand you. Everybody needs to know where they come from. That's why we have history. We always want to know where we came from, why it's so important to us. However, not telling your friends that, hey, I'm going to see my dad, I feel like that's also, you need to protect yourself at the same time. Let somebody know where you're going. Don't just lie about it.
Okay, well, let's talk about it. Before that, I'm your host, Ollie Drennan, and I think I'm kind of like similar to Shay. I think I'm a combination of Gert and Alex, maybe, but maybe a softer side of Alex if you've read the comics. So we have a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about our boy Darius, Jonah. We get some more information on aliens and this mysterious Topher guy. But first, let's get right into the huge, probably the biggest arc in these 2 episodes with Darius. Darius was getting closer to Alex. And then Darius turned Alex into Jeffrey, sold him out, kind of. What are your guys' thoughts on this? And then, Catherine. She is cold-hearted, but I'm kind of here for it, okay?
Catherine is joining Tina in the HBICs of the show, for sure.
Yes.
I mean, women run Pride, let's be real.
In the words of Molly, who run the world.
And if you did not know, the Beyonce reference for me was just, yes, Molly, thank you so much.
Yes, she's a queen.
I actually do believe Darius wasn't trying to sell him out. I really do believe that he actually thought, because family is important to Darius. No matter, at the end of his core, his family is what matters the most to him. So he didn't really want to see Alex really get too messed up in the world of Compton and lose sight of his family and his parents.
Mm-hmm.
I really started to get emotionally attached to him too, especially seeing him having Alex paint the nursery windows and seeing those interactions, the nursery walls, I'm sorry. Weren't painting the windows closed. This isn't Bird Box.
Oh.
But
Thank
just
God.
seeing him paint the nursery, seeing all of those interactions with his wife, and then seeing how heartbroken she was after she found out about his death.
And she's
It
pregnant
broke
too.
my
I'm like
heart.
that.
Yeah, the baby's right around the corner due, and poor Tamar.
I really felt bad for her. But personally, I actually wanted to be like, girl, why are you not fighting this officer a little bit more?
She's
pregnant. No, but there's some pregnancy strength on that. Like, they can plow through you real quick if they're really motivated. And she's really motivated to get in that room. I wouldn't let no cop push me. I don't care how pregnant I am. Move.
I hope she finds out it's Catherine.
Oh, she knows.
I want to see that reaction.
She knows it's the Wilders. Like, the most she knows it is the Wilders.
What are your guys' thoughts on kind of the ethics between the debate between Catherine and Jeffrey? Because they, honestly, to me, they were both making great points when they were going back and forth. Catherine was like, he sold your son out. He sold our son out. Whereas Jeffrey was like, well, he was safe. Like, he kept him alive. Why did you have to go that far and kill him? So what were your thoughts on that?
I think Darius had his best interests at heart. And I think he really showed up for him. He was giving him the money. He wasn't asking him to do anything terrible, like some painting, housework.
Didn't kill
Okay,
anyone.
I'm fine with that. No murder. He took the gun back, so I'm good with that. But yeah, I think he was really there for him, and I'm pretty upset that he's gone.
Before I give my opinion, I have to shout out Renji 9099-8. Mama Wild is the true OG. Papa may play the rules, but she plays the game.
Oh, true.
And throughout the entire series, that's what Darius was trying to explain to Alex. It's not just about winning a game, it's how you play the game at the end of the day. That makes a winner or a loser. So it was very symbolic, the fact that even he's just this is the true OG. Catherine is cold, but she is just down for what's important to her, which I understand. But I do agree with Jeffrey. You really didn't have to. There was no reason to frame him. Mm-hmm. Just let him, have his baby, have his family. But it was very gangsta, and our soul was appreciating it.
She didn't even make him get arrested. She just shot his ass
twice.
I thought she was going to tell him you're going to step up, you're going to go to the police and turn yourself in, not immediately shoot him. She didn't give him any choices.
With a silencer on that, what's it with her? First of all, Graciela got a silencer. Catherine got a silencer.
Gotta be quiet. They're smart. These women are smart.
And she took the shells too. She really smart. She really is an assassin. Let's really go back to episodes 1 and 2. That's an assassin move right there. You take the shell so they can identify the real weapon, okay?
Well, honestly, I can't say I entirely understood Catherine's move there because I didn't think they were at any risk of being found out for Destiny's murder. That seems so far off, especially with her washing up in the ocean. And they're paying off the police. We've clearly seen that they have those relationships and connections there. So was it necessary to kill Darius? I don't think so, but what do you guys think? Let us know.
Let us know in the chat. If you guys are tuning in the chat, let us know your thoughts, your questions, and if you're not, keep on the discussion going in the comments, DM us. Nothing freaky, y'all.
But I think the important thing was, even though after 20 years, 2 decades of all the stuff that Jeffrey and Darius have been through with each other, they still felt a brotherhood to each other. At the same, they felt like they were brothers. We might fuss and fight, but at my core, I am still loyal to you. I don't know why, but we family. Blood might not be in our in our blood together, but we are family.
No, I like that you bring that up because I feel like growing up in this day of age, family is not always blood related. You get to choose your family, for sure. Just because you're biologically related to someone, that doesn't mean that is your family. It's how you treat them. Yes. So I love that you bring that up because that is such a strong theme in this series, especially with the Runaways, because that's their family. They even say it. But before we get on to our next topic, we got to talk about the whole rescue mission to rescue Alex from Jeffrey. That was so cool, and I love that they incorporated Nico's staff of one. This is right out of the comics. She can only do a spell once. She has to change the words around, because if she says she can't do freeze twice. She can't do go twice. She has to use another synonym to make the car go. So what were your thoughts on this whole rescue mission? It was so cool.
I love the rescue mission. I will like to point out the fact that we learned about the fact that she can only use them once last season. I just think she forgot. But it's okay. Whatever. It's okay, writers. That's me. That was just me noticing something. However, I do love the fact that she's hot wire, spark, start, hey, thesaurus time.
Expand your vocabulary. Your vernacular.
I love that word. Expand your vernacular. Learn new words. Word of the day now. Buy one of those calendars to help you.
Because that's such an important aspect of Nico's character in the staff of one in the comics, because that's such a reoccurring gag in the comics. So I'm so happy that was translated. I thought they weren't going to go with that route in the series, so I'm glad they stuck with that.
I also feel just a smaller detail that I noticed along with the escape rescue mission was that I feel Alex has picked up on Darius's craftiness a little bit. The sly phone call just under his lap on the burner phone. And in my head, I was thinking that entire scene, dude, you ain't slick. Because I heard, in my head, I'm hearing the flip of the phone. So either Jeffrey's in his own head, so that's why, you can be slick about that. But really, dude, I actually can hear the flip. I think he was just excited that he got his son back. And I think he was feeling, pretty proud, pretty confident, making moves.
Well, your son made some moves too.
Yeah.
I just loved Molly when she picked up Alex. That was so funny.
That was amazing.
She didn't need to.
She was we don't have time.
It was real. He's like, Molly, I'm pretty sure I can walk. We ain't got time for that, dude. And she's just running. Actually, with fireman carry. That was perfect, actually. And we needed that sense of
Comic relief. What?
We need that sense of hilariousness.
And yeah, it was cool. Alex is safe now, back with the Runaways. And he's also kind of rekindled his friendship with Nico, so that's really cool because they definitely have history. We know this. And yeah, any more thoughts on this whole episode 3, that whole arc?
Shout out to the Nintendo 64 because yes, the classic was brought back. And
wait, that wasn't Nintendo 64, was it? They're
know
playing Street Fighter.
you can play it on Nintendo 64.
No, you can't. Oh, can you?
Those controllers were Nintendo, babe.
That wasn't a 64. That was not a 64.
Okay, at least I'm right on Nintendo. If it wasn't 64,
Let us know in the chat if it was Nintendo 64 or an SNES. Oh, sorry, we're geeking out right now.
Okay.
We're debating.
Let's give it up to Janet though. She came through. I have to say for episode 3, Janet is not playing with Jonah, and she's really like being sneaky about it. But what I will say, I love Victor in that scene with her. Like at that moment I can tell this is why she fell in love with this man.
Yeah.
Like you can actually see it at that moment.
Yeah.
I fell in love with you because of this moment and who you were when we first met, and I can definitely see it, and it's so intriguing. I want more of that Victor.
Do we really believe he's changed though?
I mean, I guess we'll find out. We won't find out.
He's still having little tantrums in his little like limbo comatose state. But yeah, I love that you brought up Janet because Janet definitely outsmarts Jonah in this episode where she's like, "Oh no, I need to go see Victor alone. He's not gonna work with us if it's me and you. I need to go into the comatose state, whatever that is, in order to kind of so Jonah doesn't know their plan because." At the end of the day, they're against Jonah. Jonah's against them.
And I loved, what did he say? He said, honey, I thought you never asked. I was just like, come on, Victor. Be so charming for me at this moment. And Janet figuring out which scientific method was his password. That was really cool. Because again, we always say we forget how smart Janet is. Baby got power. She got mind. I'm in a hebotopa. I can't say the word because apparently I'm not that smart. But
I can't say that word either.
It was a very long, very scientific word. But yeah, she definitely went to grad school, and the whole world that she kind of touched when she discovered his password. It was so beautiful. And she kind of shifted it too a little bit. So I don't know if that actually is a planet, like in a different part of the galaxy. Cool. And she kind of did she shift something in that planet or not? That was really cool.
Yeah.
I think since the moment they tried to get her in the box, something snapped in her, and she's sick and tired of being controlled by abusive men, whether that's Jonah, whether that's her husband. She has some moves of her own, and she knows what she's doing, and she's ready to take charge, and I'm here for it.
No more church mouse with her. She's stepping it up, and I'm definitely here for it. Well, we got to talk about Jonah, but before we get that, Megan has to fill you in on something.
Oh my goodness, yes. We do cover, believe it or not, more than just the Marvel world. As fun as that is, we have after shows for almost all of your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There's no network that works harder to serve television fans like you guys. But we do need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be. They're totally optional. And hit that subscribe button right now for this channel, and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did so in the comments, and we might just give you a shout out.
Yeah, you better do it. Why didn't you do it yet? I'm watching you. We're listening. We're here. Keep the discussion going. Thank you so much for that, Megan. That was beautiful. But you know what isn't beautiful? Jonah and his scaly skin. You know, he's kind of crumbling. He's getting closer to Carolina. So what are your guys' thoughts? I know this isn't kind of in episode 4, but while we're on the topic of kind of like this alien life form, what were your guys' thoughts in going down the hole and then the Yorks later on finding out, extracting the alien life form and like killing it, which causes an earthquake?
Potentially.
Potentially.
We're not sure.
Yeah. And then Jonah saw the Yorks too, so...
And that whole thing was awkward.
Dale is... I give Dale points a little bit for that whole Fast and Furious backwards driving out of there. He's like, I'm sorry about Carolina, but we gotta go. We can't stay.
She can take care of herself.
Yeah. She good.
Well, I think as far as the weaklings in the Pride, Stacy and Dale are at risk, and I don't think they want to mess anything up. I don't think they'll mention seeing Carolina or Jonah. What do you guys think?
I don't think
I doubt it. They're just like, hey, we figured it out. We solved it. We're gonna be good.
Yeah. I think they're walking on eggshells with the Pride, because you would look at them, you know their characters, they are not killers. They're not like bloodthirsty individuals so, as of yet that we've seen from them. Maybe we'll see more backstory with them too, but they, even when they first started being like having to do the sacrifices, they were like not here for it. So I'm a little worried about them, and I hope Jonah doesn't go after them because of that, because they're just adorable couple. Like, I love them. They're my favorite dynamic. I would want them as my parents.
I know. They provide some good comic relief, too, here and there, especially their interactions heading towards the whole.
Yeah, they have great chemistry.
They're a very married couple. Like, they can just sit there and fight. Like, honey, I don't think that's the time. Well, what do you think is the time to be irritated, honey? Like, what would be the perfect time? Because I think when we're about to go through, you know, hell's door, I think that's the best time to check it out.
Yeah, I just love Keven and Bridget. They are just nailing the roles of the Yorks, and they should come in. Y'all, tweet them. We got to hit them up. We would love to have them in studio.
Absolutely.
But moving on to episode 4, because this one was very juicy. That sounds wrong. No, episode 4, we're finding out, well, Nico find out that Molly was sneaking out. She's being an Avenger. And I was like, oh gosh, Molly's going to get into some trouble. She saved a girl, but then someone spotted her with the exact same eyes. And his name's Topher. And he follows her back to the hostel. So everyone's like, oh, who is this guy? He's a new addition to the team. Whereas Nico's like, something's up with him. I don't trust him. So what are you guys' thoughts on Topher and this new addition of him being a part of the Runaway? Is he a Runaway?
He's way too charming. I know when someone's that charming and putting it on that thick, you better watch out.
I
Too slick.
totally agree.
And it's like, why you have to be charming and so damn attractive at the same time? Like, how
and
dare
speaking
you?
Spanish, like, yes, papi.
Yes.
How you doing?
And of course that really attracts Molly, because she's like, oh my gosh, maybe we're related. We have the same eyes. He's also Mexican as well. He's Hispanic. And he speaks Spanish, obviously. So she's really taking a liking to Topher too.
Yeah, but it's more... It's like almost you're sending like a sacrificial lamb up to slaughter in a way, because she really, like, obviously, you know, she's really having her own identity crisis. All her family is gone. Like, she really doesn't have anybody else that really knows what it means to be like her. And so when this new person comes that's all shiny and new and shares my powers, you latch onto it.
Yeah.
But just latching onto it is not smart either.
Yeah.
Like, I need a little bit more caution from Molly.
I see a lot of parallels between them and Carolina and Jonah, and just, it's hard to let go when you have someone there who's like, I relate to you, I can give you answers, I can help you, no one else gets you.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's also really manipulative stance to come from.
And it's hard to just trust for the kids in this predicament, because they're still wanted at this point, right?
Yeah, they're still missing.
Nothing, like, they're still, like, on the run.
Yeah.
Runaways, that's what the show is called. So it's like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't be so trusting of Topher, because I remember Nico built up a wall, or she used the staff.
A cone of silence.
Yeah, and then he, like, broke out of that. And then he was fiddling with something, and, like, he rubbed it, and it was like, what is going on?
Injecting himself with a serum that seemed to make him stronger, seemed to bring out the powers.
Yeah, and Nico was the only one that noticed that. So that's why she's like, what is going on with this fool?
But and for me, that's what makes him different from Molly. Molly touched and was with the rock for hours before she was found. It was something that seeped into her own being.
Because of the explosion, which was caused by Carolina's mom.
Right.
These moms be killers. What is wrong with them? The husbands are just like shaking in their boots. They don't want to piss off their wives. Yeah. So what were we saying? Sorry. I just remembered that Carolina's mom killed Molly's parents. Wow, that's gonna be a SHIT storm coming.
That's what I was saying. But even though Molly. It wasn't even like, I don't think that big piece of rock that she was with for that long, but it absorbed her in a different way that it didn't absorb into Topher. So the way it actually is turning his body into something completely almost unrecognizable, scaly, reptilian, whatever you would like to call it, it's definitely changing his actual molecular structure at the same time. And I don't think, and he's addicted to it. It's not even just, oh, I just need I want the power to be powerful and actually fight, for things. I am now addicted to a drug.
Yeah. For Molly, it's almost like a fight or flight instinct. But for Topher, you can definitely see it's some sort
Yeah.
of drug that's not natural to him. And I
it's-
like that Nico's picking up on that.
And it's natural for Molly because it's been with her since she was 3, since the death of her parents. And I'm really interested in seeing where this is going because Topher is in the comics. We're going to do our special segment real quick about him later on in the episode to figure out what he is. But they're doing something completely different with Topher and Molly because Molly, in the comics, she's actually a mutant. But because of they can't have really mutants in the MCU at this point.
I mean, technically,
Well, right now she doesn't seem like a mutant to me because you're born a mutant. You have the mutant gene. And so she was kind of born, to me, what I'm understanding is that she is a human, but she was infected with the rock alien life to give her powers. This is
One of those radioactive situations.
It's what I'm interpreting, at least at this point. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let us know your predictions at the end of the show.
I feel like there's some significance, though, in the throwback scenes when you see her playing with those rocks. I think there's that's symbolic for something, so I do think it's connected to that situation. It's not something she's always had.
yeah, and it actually took almost 10 years-ish, like 7 to 8 years
To kick in, kind
to
of.
actually kick in for her. And it was only because it was almost like her puberty hit, like in a way. Not to be like obviously guys have puberty, but like her powers hit puberty of a certain age for her.
That's so
and it came
interesting.
on
Yeah.
her so unexpectedly, like you're not expecting it. So I'm calling it puberty because that's the only thing I can key it to.
I love that.
I hadn't thought of that because she was getting period cramps at the same time.
Yeah.
So that could totally be it. That's really interesting.
Yeah, it's like her coming into her powers, her coming into her womanhood.
Yeah.
Because she is the youngest one of the Runaways. So I love that. I love this symbolism. It's so smart.
Yeah.
I tried.
So yeah, Topher kind of comes up. He is kind of like, I'm going to get us all lifts to the school because Alex, our boy Alex, he needs a computer part for his computer. So were you going to say something?
Oh, go ahead. I'll say
No,
later.
go right ahead. Go right ahead.
No, I promise. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Cut me off. No, I'm kidding. Go, please, please. I command you to go. Go. Staff of 1 right now.
This is my second one. Look, I have to continue though because we're on a show. We love each other, I promise. What I was gonna say was that I remember Topher actually tried to do the same thing with Nico, in a way, and try to manipulate her, saying that, oh, I know what you mean when how much you love Wiccan, and it's so manipulative, like you said. It really is like a
Oh,
manipulative
yeah, I remember that.
little.
I knew
Show
he had
up.
a thing for her from the beginning.
And I legitimately be like, dude, do you not know I have a girlfriend?
You know
Like,
what
I'm
it
not
is?
switching teams for you today.
It's funny because when Alex was gone, Alex would kind of look at him as the leader of the Runaways. But when Alex was gone for the first 2 episodes, Nika was the one who stepped up and became the leader of the Runaways. So she's kind of like, I feel like Topher kind of sees her as the leader now. Like, because she really stepped it up. She's like, we're going to do practice. We're going to practice our powers to kind of work together and be a cohesive unit. So I think, like, if he can get in with Nico,
He
he's
can
like,
sway the rest of everybody.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's not working, obviously. Because she did a nice lift on that vial. Like, let's give it up for Nico for learning some tricks on the streets today. Just saying.
I remember that. Yeah, that was really good.
No, I think my favorite moment from this episode was when he leaned in to kiss her and she pulled out his vial and stuck it right in his face. And she was like, I know you're lying. Like, what's going on? That was such a power move. She put him in a trap and she caught him right in his lies.
Oh, okay, cool. And what was also interesting about that scene was the fact that, dude, you really thought she was that gullible? Like, you really must be naive, too, a little bit. Just, quarter of an ounce, because she's older than Molly. She's cynic. She's really cynic, and she doesn't fall easily. So the fact that you were searching everywhere around the house, looking actually underneath little doodads, really, and then you have a little, almost like a burn mark.
Yeah, I think it's almost like when you get like bruises from like injecting yourself. I think it's something along those lines, but one of these high-tech science inventions that exist in this world.
It's you know what it is? Well, before I'm going to say my thought, but before that, we are joined by our 4th runaway, finally. She is here. Nina,
I am so excited to be back. I actually ran away, and that's why I'm
She
here
was
now.
with Darius.
Yeah.
She was with Darius, but now she's back. We rescued her. Everything's fine.
a little traumatized.
How are
right
you
now.
doing, Mina? You came just in time because we're talking about episode 4 with the infiltrating the academy. So,
Yes.
So what are your thoughts? Anything about episode 3 that stood out to you? Not to backtrack, but maybe to backtrack. if
I'm
you
like
wanted-
trying to recollect episode 3 and 4. Everything just blends together, like from 1 through 4. I thought it was such a strong season, and I love how this season is focusing on them actually running away.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how it keeps going back and forth from them getting caught to like running away again and getting caught. It doesn't really feel like they're on the run completely because they keep getting discovered by their parents. Like,
They didn't go that far either.
yeah, they're like still in LA. So I'm like, where exactly? Like they're by Griffith Observatory.
Yeah.
But what I love about this is that we're like a lot of us are LA natives, and we're like, oh, okay, like I know Griffith, I know Hollywood
Exactly.
Boulevard, I know that she wants to be like Cinderella or a Disney princess on Hollywood Boulevard. Like I can relate to that. Everything is much more relatable. But this is getting so good. Episode 4. With the introduction of the new character, I was
Topher.
just like, oh my god, hearts in my eyes.
Oh my god, you and me both. But yeah, like what I was gonna say was that we're kind of seeing Topher kind of like the issue of possible like addiction, being addicted to this quote unquote drug, the rock or whatever, and having like that scar in your vein, which is could be like a drug being injected. He's like injecting himself, and it doesn't seem safe. Whereas Molly has full control over it, but he doesn't. And so we go down to him infiltrating the school with everyone. Do you trust Topher, Mina? Because we're kind of like, we don't really know yet.
I don't.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I don't. I haven't read the comics yet. I haven't read ahead, but for some reason I feel like there's a lot there that we don't know, and I don't think that he's a villain, but he's definitely not the hero. So I feel like he's kind of one of those characters that's like right in between, where he has like the good and the bad mixed in.
Wait, were you gonna say something? Sorry.
I feel like he might be extra baggage, but at the same time, I don't think it would necessarily be smart to just let him go because now he has all this knowledge. He knows where they are. He knows the streets. He could rat them out.
Well, eventually, all they got to use is a little mind swipe. They got their own, so they have a trump card of their own that he doesn't know about, which is really cool. Because all they have to do is inject him, and he will forget everything that has happened about knowing them. So that's a nice little trump card to have that he should never know about. And Molly, please do not tell them. Just don't say anything, Molly. That's all I ask of you. I will shout out Jesse Drew. He's like, yes, Mina, I love her. So I have to do like that. I love Mina. So beautiful.
I love you too. You're
And
so sweet.
Sky Patterson says, breaking news, all Fox Marvel films that are in development have been canceled, including Kitty Pryde, Multiple Man, Doctor Doom, Silver Surfer, Alpha Fight, The Exiles, and X-Force for a reboot.
Not Kitty Pryde. No.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
That actually is a little
What?
heartbreaking.
That's crazy. Okay, sorry. I'm kind of shook right now. Well, thanks for that information, Sky Patterson.
We
You're
really do
awesome.
appreciate it.
For like, educate us, because that covers our news and gossip for the week,
Yeah,
right?
we are shaking up the Marvel world.
Yeah.
The earthquake we needed.
But we
not the only
Didn't
one.
ask for.
we can't forget the crazy Gertrude.
Really?
I feel really bad because she's off her meds. We've talked about this previously yesterday. And she's experiencing kind of like brain lightning for getting off those meds so quickly. So that's really dangerous. So she went to the school nurse to get some medication. But of course, the nurse, there's a poster, wanted. She puts the code on
Not saying
blast.
wanted. It's missing.
Well, I mean, same thing. Don't you want someone back if they're missing?
But you make it
though?
sound like we're in an old Western.
Yeah, I feel like
But
she's like an outlaw.
They still,
Yeah.
guys, they still think they killed Destiny.
Well,
No, they
technically-
don't. They've been cleared. They have now been cleared
At
of
this
murder.
point, I forget. Everything blends in, like Mina said.
Yeah,
No
we
one
are now
even
cleared of murder.
They're
Okay?
still wanted.
They're
'Cause
missing.
Same thing.
Well,
Wanted and missing.
wanted for truancy because how long have they not been in school? Like, they're all high schoolers. They're all minors. I feel like there's just, like, no focus on that. I mean, I guess there's more pressing things like the end of Los Angeles as we know it.
I mean, pretty much. I mean, you know, we meet Eiffel again. Eiffel,
Oh, God.
played by the wonderful Danielle Campbell, looking gorgeous, doing her, like, mini, selfies.
She's so cute.
I don't know why. There's just so many things to love and hate about that character, and I don't know which one I actually root
She's
for.
the Regina George of the school.
So true.
I think she's more like Karen with
Mixed.
Karen
Mixed
and
with Karen.
Regina. Yes, definitely. It's like she's very like,
Karina.
smart. Yeah, I love that.
Karina.
Let's call her that. I love her though. She's just like, hey, outlaw. That's kind of sexy. Murder suspect.
Can
What
we
can I do for
talk
you?
about what may or may not have happened in the bathroom with Chase? Because I'm really unclear here.
I am so unclear. I'm just like, Chase, don't be stupid at the same time.
I feel like they might be insinuating something that didn't actually happen.
What
know
else
what I
could she
mean?
possibly wanted? Maybe a picture. I think maybe that's all.
I literally thought they just took the picture.
Yeah.
You know, like, or they something not serious at all. And
Yeah,
of
just
course,
to stir up Gert,
yeah, exactly. I don't think anything happened. Like Chase is really, he's not that kind of guy.
You
Yeah.
guys ready for a mind trip?
What?
Sky Patterson says, I think Gert is not just off her medicine. I think she's pregnant.
Oh no.
Oh,
That is a mind
okay.
trip and-
If we see her throw up at any point, I would 100% call that. Right now, I'm not
I-
convinced, but that could be interesting.
That will actually be interesting, especially when you're off your meds too, and you're pregnant. Oh, that would explain why she's extra snapping at people. It's not even just Chase anymore. She's got Molly on some like little strings over here. Oh,
I would not like that at all. One, that didn't happen in the comics, and two, I would not like that at all. So, and that would just screw things up, and like, oh my
well,
gosh.
like I said yesterday, like I said with episodes 1 and 2, someone's gonna have to go to the doctor at some point.
Oh God, you called it. Or the nurse's office at school.
Or the nurse's office, not particularly where I go to get my prescriptions filled.
I have to give her props though. She did an actual really well job of trying to calming down herself to be like, hey, do you have my meds? I kind of got back into school. Like she actually played it off really well. Like it wasn't really a problem. And I actually respect Gert for that right there.
Yeah. Well, any more thoughts on episode 4 before we get on to special segment and giveaway information?
I feel like things with her and Chase are getting better now because I had that nice little chat like in bed in the morning.
Oh yeah, and then Chase, even Molly gave some good relationship advice too, and I think that we kind of dismiss the youthful people, young people, kids such as Molly's age, thinking they don't have as much advice to give and knowledge when really like Molly has a lot to say, and
Molly may be the wisest of the group.
I think also because she's like seeing everyone kind of screw up and learning from their mistakes as well.
Yeah, but not understanding that she's also making her own mistakes and nobody's
This is
calling
true.
her on it.
What do you
don't get me wrong,
think,
I
Mina?
love Molly, but I really just also want to say she definitely has a lot of emotional maturity to grow from.
Yeah.
I think, well, Molly's my favorite character. I feel like she has been since season 1, and I love seeing her grow. It's just she needs to learn how to keep her mouth shut. I think she gets overly excited and extremely trusting of people, and that's her downfall.
Yes, totally agree.
Yeah. Well, let us know your thoughts and comments and predictions soon because we have to get to our special segment of the week, our comic book corner, where we grab a character or something from the comics and we translate it to live action form. So today we were introduced to Topher, our boy Topher. And let's Topher up there if you're watching on YouTube. That's our boy. He looks a little different than what he looks like in the show. And actually really different. In the comics, he was a vampire. So I don't think he's still a vampire because he's so closely related to Molly's powers. So what happened in the Runaways comics, spoilers, I apologize. It's been out for a while. Real quick, I'll try to sum this up. He actually came across the Runaways and he kind of earned their trust by kind of victimizing himself. And he was super trifling, super shady, and he tried to get with Nico. He tried to get with Carolina.
Oh, man.
And it was funny. He turned on them. He tried to make it seem like he was just like them. He had parents, which he didn't have parents, that were like abusive to him. And he just wanted to run away with them and join them. But what actually ended up happening was he turned on them and he attacked them and he bit Carolina. But her blood is infused with light. So that ended up killing him because it was such a powerful moment because Carolina, like, she's such an incredible character in the comics and in the show because she put her life on the line to save Molly so he wouldn't kill Molly. But her blood ended up killing him. So that was what happened to Topher in the comics. I think it's going to be completely different though. So what were your guys' thoughts on that? Different, right?
Yeah. I wonder if there's even going to be the introduction of other types of beings like vampires in the series at all. It's hard for me to imagine them introducing another dimension like that because
we already have a dinosaur.
Yeah, I feel like it might be overkill to have that many different types of like mythical creatures in there. So we'll see.
I think they definitely did a good job of grounding him. Like I don't think he's a vampire.
I mean, no offense, but he'd be a really hot vampire.
Do we even know what Carolina is at this point? Because, I mean, it's the same things we discovered in season 1. So
She's-
what is she, a fairy? Like what is that?
She's light bright.
She's alien-ish.
yeah,
She has,
what is
sort of
but
alien.
what can she do? Like I still don't
besides light
understand.
bright, I mean, Jonah could do a lot. He's self-healing, so maybe she might be self-healing.
She can fly.
She can fly.
Is he trying to harness her powers
I don't think he can. That's.
by holding her hand in that end scene when they just
I didn't think of that.
I didn't think of that.
Maybe.
That's actually a really good question.
yeah, I kept thinking like by him touching her, is there like a transference of power at all? Because he is in desperate need to regenerate his cells and live.
Yeah.
Or maybe whatever's at the bottom of the hole can
Yeah.
help them.
Yeah, unless the Yorks ain't done killing them, like they killing the
Oh,
life
boy.
forms. It's so weird. It's so-
I genuinely thought he was going to take her back in time. That's what I thought they were going to
Really?
do, but then we didn't see it, so
Very-
I have
that's
no
interesting,
idea.
because time travel does take place in the Runaways. Like not so
Yeah.
much, but there is time travel.
And
the Yorks,
he's with Chase's father
Yeah.
back in time, so I thought it was going to be this weird thing where he takes her back in time and history is rewritten and he's showing her something that he's trying to prove to her is the truth, but it's really just
Yeah.
some weird
'Cause I
like
That's an interesting
inaccurate
theory.
history.
Ooh, predictions are going to be good this week. Well, before we get to that, we have to segue into our special giveaway. Multiple giveaways. So Shay, shed some light on our giveaways for this season.
Hey guys, we're gonna give away so many goodies this season. At the end, of course, grand prize is this amazing mint condition The Good Die Young comic book that Ali has amazingly supplied us with. We're gonna also get it signed by any of the cast members that we have coming in. And guys, we do have cast members coming in, so do not worry about that.
Is it a surprise? We're going to keep it a surprise?
I actually really do want to surprise them next week. We have 2 special guests on Monday and Tuesday. So you guys, you have to tune in to find out which cast members is coming. Is it Pride? Is it a Runaway? I'm not spoiling anything. So, be on the lookout for that. But also, to win any of one of these amazing prizes, if you're listening to us on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a review. And we will just also be really grateful. And we will love your review and shout you out on here. If you're watching us on YouTube, leave a comment below. Put 5 stars in your comment so I know you would like to be entered into the giveaway. We're going to give away more than just this comic book. We're going to give away socks, cat ears.
This is Marvel
Pop.
related too.
It's-
These
everything's
are
Marvel
stuff.
related.
Marvel merchandise. That
We
we're
will not
away.
be giving away our own socks.
Yeah, no.
They are also in mint condition. So
And we'll also maybe get them signed by the cast members we have coming in. So,
Yeah.
you'll have your own little mint condition autographed, thing to have fun with.
yeah, I'm excited.
I'm super excited. And because some of you guys have already entered from yesterday's video, so thank you so much for giving us 5 stars. We really appreciate it. Thank you also, guys, on iTunes for listening. We appreciate you. We love you. You guys I think you all obviously know how much the show means to us.
Yeah, definitely.
It means so much. And the fact that you guys are, taking that journey with us and pushing through.
We want to get
love
back.
it, and
We definitely
appreciate
want to
it,
get
yeah.
back to you guys because we really appreciate it. This is such a great show. So many great characters. And at the end, did you say that we'll just DM us if you are called one of the winners, and
Yes.
we'll DM us your address and we will send it. And we will pay for shipping because we are amazing.
Yes, we will also hear shipping because we are amazing and we believe in things getting where it needs to be on time.
Yeah, so just keep tuning in. We're covering 2 episodes every single after show at 6 p.m. LA time, Mondays and Tuesdays. So, yes, shall we get to predictions now? We have a little time for predictions.
I'm ready.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV.
All right, who wants to
This is very good music.
go first? Who want to go first?
I mean, Mina, since I feel like you have so many great predictions, we should hear you first.
Oh, I feel like there's going to be a mini betrayal by what's the name of the new character?
Topher.
By Topher. Yeah. I feel like there's going to be one of those mini betrayals where all the Runaways are like, I can't believe you did that. How could you do that to us? And then he's like, I'm sorry, you don't understand. And then he's going to come back into their good graces. Something like that's going to happen. I'm honestly still, in shock about the Darius situation.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing where I was not expecting that cold-blooded murder at all. I thought it would be something else that would go down, and they did it at a perfect time where I had finally invested my emotional self into Darius, and they just built up that bond, and then they crushed it, severed it in half. So I like to see the dynamic between How am I forgetting Ryan Sands' character?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey and
Catherine.
Catherine.
Yeah. I
It's a lot of names
just
to
remember
remember.
the actors. I can't remember the character names, but I want to see how their dynamic shifts because of that tension and her taking an action that's so like brutal and cold, without having his like approval or consent or talking it through with him.
I think for that, I don't think it mattered so much as who it was. If it was just any other person, he probably would have been fine with it.
Yeah.
I think the fact that it was Darius that's what makes it hurt the most.
Of course. Yeah, because he protected Alex. You know, I just want to know how that affects Alex's pseudo girlfriend, like their relationship. Yeah.
I feel like Alex didn't have much of a reaction to it afterwards when he was like playing games with Nico. I expected him to be more emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
more of
I
a
guess I
denial
have a
thing,
girlfriend.
too.
Maybe I don't.
Oh my
Well,
gosh. You bring that up and I didn't even notice that when I watched it. I was like, oh, because he was just too busy playing Street Fighter with Nico. And so that's like,
He was like
I'm surprised.
semi-fathering Alex.
Yeah.
I thought he was just trying to distract himself, like in many ways as possible, like in a way trying to deflect from his own emotions, so he didn't really have to deal with it.
Or maybe that just opened a whole, my eyes just like, I'm like, oh my gosh.
You're seeing the light.
I will say this.
Cold-hearted like his mama.
I will say this. Shout out to Alex for asking for consent. We forgot to,
yeah,
we forgot
that
to
was
mention
cute.
that. That was so adorable, and as a woman, I do appreciate it.
That little not PG sex scene, right?
That's
Am I
what's
right?
up.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was cute though. I'm like, okay, you got the cornrows, taking off your shirt. Go ahead and get you some love today. You deserve it. You've been on the run. You deserve a little love in
They
your
were
life.
home. They were home alone. I bet.
Right?
the actress who plays that character is gorgeous. She looks like Mini Rihanna. Like, I don't know if you
Oh
guys
my
noticed
gosh.
that.
Plays-
No, I
she
absolutely
plays
see
Taraji
that.
B. Henson on Empire.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, so
Okay.
she's like the mini cookie.
Oh.
That's like,
Yeah, she's unbelievably pretty and a great actress in that.
Well, speaking of some cute characters, Shady Topher, I have my own theory about him.
Okay.
I don't think he has any powers at all. I don't think he's special. I don't think he's one of them. I think he's harnessing some sort of scientific serum, maybe something that like Stacy and Dale brewed up in the lab one day, and it's just mimicking
Yeah.
her powers. Because have we even seen him lift anything?
No.
Not really. We saw him break out of the
Punch
cone of
things.
silence. But that wasn't really that much. Like, he might have just been really high. I don't know what the side effects of this drug
Yeah.
are. I don't really think he's special.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alex
I
isn't either then.
Alex
Alex
is
has
smart.
other talents, okay?
Yeah, but I mean,
I
He's
think Alex is
strategic.
more of like a team leader, organizer.
Yeah, he does the plans. Like, he might not have powers, but he's powerful in other ways, and that's what makes him that much more important at the same time.
Yeah.
I feel like Topher's gonna have that same status eventually.
Alex has very bad, nerdy humor jokes to sprinkle in
And
throughout the episodes.
he knows his way around a computer.
Yeah.
That is true. I really agree with her. I really don't believe Topher is anything more. He's not special. He is a placeholder, and he's coming to just mess up. And whatever he does is going to shatter Molly. At the end of the day, she's the one that's going to take the brunt of it.
Yeah.
And I just don't know what she's going to do when
She
the
already-
truth of it comes out.
She already lost Graciela, so I'm just like still on this whole Alex thing because I'm like, okay, he didn't have an emotional response after Darius, and also we still don't know how he knew the password of Tina's mom's password. Like what? That was like
Yes,
a
we do.
plot hole.
I thought Amy told him. I remember it. The whole conversation.
That's
between
what
him
I
and Nico.
thought, yeah.
Thank you.
I
And was
remember-
it?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
he
thought
told
it was
her.
something like that. Like,
Amy gave it to her.
What if he lied though?
I feel like he did lie. Yeah, I remember that too. I remember he said something because remember there was a scene in season 1 where Nico's like, "How did you figure that out?" or something. And
Yeah,
there was
it
that
was just too
tension.
shady.
It was shady, and I don't think that he got it from Amy, but I remember him saying that he did or something like that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember because we didn't really believe him.
He
But
said,
we let him go.
he said lucky guess. That's what I'm remembering. I don't know.
Oh yeah, but then she
Yeah.
badgered him a little bit more, and then he finally coughed. Oh, Amy gave it to me.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case.
We'll have to wait and see.
Well, we'll see. Yeah.
Well,
any more
he's a
thoughts before
hacker,
we
so
go?
I mean, he might be better than wizard hackers too.
We'll wait and see. we're gonna watch those 2 episodes and we'll come back next week and see what happens. But yeah, we have to say goodbye. Unfortunately, we have like a minute left. So my Runaways, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me at Megan Lynn TV. Follow me. Let me know your theories about the show.
Hey guys, you can follow me at Real Shay Jones on Twitter and Instagram, and at 8 p.m. with Megan on Good Trouble. We also have a special guest.
Yes,
Thank you
tune
guys in
in.
the chat. Sky, A. Carter, Jesse, Renji, LaRon Underwood, and a ghost. Yeah, I remember. You thought I forgot. And Mr. Ollie, where can they find you?
Mina first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna go like in a
Ladies
circle. I
first.
really thought we were gonna go in a circle. Like I thought it was gonna be cohesive, like a cone of silence. My bad.
This is the code of silence. Sorry. You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Mina Makes Magic, or go to my website, minamakesmagic.com.
Yes, I'm so happy you made it. So happy. It's raining in LA. Guys, I'm Ollie Drennan. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ollie Dreamer. And check me out on Sundays on the RuPaul's Drag Race After Show on AfterBuzz TV. Until then, we will see you. Thank you so much for watching next week. Bye!
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.